What is up, you guys? Diggerdan here, coming at you with another video. This time I'm digging into 5 book series that I plan on starting. In the case of one, plan on continuing in the year of 2024. So without further ado, let's dig into it. So now I want to start by saying all 5 of these book series are either sci-fi or fantasy, kind of getting back into my bread and butter stuff that I really enjoy reading. And the first one is actually a Star Wars series, the Thrawn Trilogy. I know it's Legends, so when Disney bought Star Wars rights, basically took all the existing expanded universe stuff, scrapped it, put it off to the side, and said it's not canon, and then they put it under the title of Legends now. So I've heard this is probably one of the best book series in that expanded universe / Legends stuff for Star Wars. And I found these 3 at a used book sale at a library. So when I saw these, I snatched them up pretty quick. And that was maybe 2 years ago now already. So yeah, I finally want to dig into this series in 2024. So sticking with the sci-fi theme for the second series, I plan on continuing reading the Ender series. This is book number 2, Speaker for the Dead. I did read Ender's Game and really enjoyed it. And I do have a book review for that on the channel if you're interested in that. But yeah, this is the only one that I said I'm continuing. Everything else is fresh or new to me. Yeah, I really enjoyed the first book, Ender's Game. It was crazy. A lot of cool things, and the ending was wild. Kind of took me back. Yeah, and I'm interested to kind of jump back in that universe and see what Ender's doing after the fact at the end of that first book. So, book number 2. All right, and the third series I plan on starting next year is Bazil Broketail by Christopher Rowley. Now, this is one that I haven't seen anyone ever talk about on BookTube or Book Talk. And that's because it's just an older book. I think this one came out in 1992. So this is a 7-book series, and it's battle dragons, right? So it's Bazil Broketail, who's the battle dragon, and then his human companion that kind of rides him like a horse, as you can see, or his steed. But I think, from my understanding, it focuses mostly on their duo-ship. But it seems like it's really Bazil who is kind of like the main character, you know, and then kind of his human companion kind of takes a backseat. So, and I do have all 7 of these. I found 6 of them at a thrift store, and then my Aunt Teresa, she saw that video for that book haul, and then she gifted me the one I was missing, and it was book number 5. So shout out to Aunt Teresa, thank you very much. And yeah, I feel like I owe it to her to jump into the series and see how it is. So yeah, if you guys are interested in this, let me know. Let me know in the comments if you guys have ever even heard of this, / if you read it, and what your thoughts on it are. So yeah, book / series number 3 I plan on jumping into next year. Now going back into fantasy, a classic, the Sword of Shannara, or Shannara, however you want to say it. This is an old copy. This is actually my dad's copy, so shout out to you, Dad. One of the few books or / series that have kind of lasted all the moves and just tested time. Yeah, this is one of his books from when he was a teenager. And I know this is one of his favorite series, like that and Lord of the Rings, kind of like the older classic stuff. So I have all 3, the first 3 books. I think there's, for the longest time I thought it was a trilogy. I could be wrong. I think it still might be a trilogy. I don't know. So I have the first 3 books in the Shannara World series trilogy, whatever it actually is. So yeah, I'm excited to jump in that one because I know Shannara, a lot of people like it. And from my understanding, it's kind of derivative of Tolkien a little bit, but that's okay. Tolkien was ascended above everything else. So if this is anything like Lord of the Rings, I'll probably be happy with it. So, but yeah, this is series number 4 I plan on digging into next year. And then the last series I plan on digging into next year, or starting, is The Way of Kings. Well, this is book 1, but the Stormlight Archive. I know Sanderson is coming out with book number 5 next December, so in 2024. So if I time it right, I can maybe finish all 4 of these, even though I know they're freaking honkers. Look at that. It's over 1,250 pages. I mean, I know it's a trade paperback, so it's probably more pages. But regardless, that's a lot of freaking pages, a lot of words. The reason I have had this book for over a year now, the reason I haven't started it yet is because I'm still trying to finish up Wheel of Time. I'm on book number 13 right now, Towers of Madness, I think is what it's titled. So I want to finish that, and finish the series, and then jump back into another big fantasy series. And I felt like kind of finishing Wheel of Time, especially with Sanderson wrapping that up, those last 3 books, I feel like would be a good transition into Sanderson, at least into his big stuff. Because the only 2 books of his that I've read that isn't Wheel of Time is Legion, the many lives of Stephen Leeds, and then Tress the Emerald Sea. So those are the only 2. Legion, that is nonfiction, kind of modern time stuff, so that's really not fantasy, but still really interesting. I definitely recommend reading that one. And then Tress, that's full-blown Cosmere, full-blown fantasy, so that's probably more similar what I'll get into with this. But again, I'm not for sure, and I won't know until I dig into it and find out. So yeah, and then 2 honorable mentions that I want to say that tentatively I want to jump into next year, mostly because I don't have them in hand, is the Faithful and the Fallen series, written by John Gwen. That's a 4-book series, and I know a lot of people on Book Talk and BookTube really enjoy it. Like his action scenes, I've heard, are really awesome, really gritty, and he has really interesting characters. Yeah, so I did ask for it for Christmas, so we'll see if I get it. And the other tentative series I want to start is the First Law Trilogy by Joe Abercrombie. Excuse me, sorry, Joe. Same thing, I don't have that yet. It's another series I asked for Christmas. We'll see if I get it. But those 2, if I do, they might knock one of these off. But 12 months, that's a lot of time. I plan on reading a lot of books. Got a lot of catch up to do. But yeah, those are 2 other series I want to do. So yeah, what do you guys think? Have you guys read any of these? Have you guys loved them? Are there any that you are worried about me reading? Like, have you read Shannara and like that's not good anymore? Like, have you guys read Broketail? Have you read Thrawn? What are your guys' input? Let me know in the comments down below. So that's it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like down below. Want to see more from me, Diggerdan? Please hit that subscribe button as well as that bell notification icon. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.